Having said that, today we have our Honorable Minister with us, मामा नातुंग जी तो हमारे ही हैं, अपना ही है. But besides that, his presence here is very, very important for the policy matters, state government's intervention, state government's policy initiatives, because he is holding the Home Minister, which is a conquering minister, like finance is a conquering minister, law is a conquering minister, like at home is a conquering minister. It's above all other ministers. So that has play a very important policy role in the policy making of the state. And especially today, when the condition of the indigenous culture in the state is concerned, we need a very, very spirited, patriotic leader. And in that, in Mama Natumji, we can see that. And his being here is very, very important for us, because all the cultural lovers of the states are here, especially of the Donyi community. Now, as it has already been mentioned, that we are going to release these books, Nilung Tunana Korpum Adab Dakon and Nilung Tunana Korpum Adab Damni of the Adi community. Then we have Tagin Agam Yarkak, that is Rinkin, that is for class 1, for the Tagin community. Then we have 𝐉𝐨𝐭𝐴𝐻𝐿, the textbook for class 1 of the Abatani community. These are the books we are going to release. And these books are mostly grammar. In the context, I may say, in the category of the books, these are the smallest of the small books. This looks like a very, very small beginning. But to me, this is a great beginning. Great beginning in the sense that a time has come for Arunachal Pradesh, and I am happy that amongst the states or amongst the tribes of the country, the most vibrant, the revivalist activities are taking place is in Arunachal Pradesh. Kamlesh will agree with me that all of India, I keep moving, interacting people, but everybody appreciates the initiative being taken in Arunachal Pradesh. So that way, अरुणाचल में सिर्फ सूरज पहले नहीं उगता है, लेकिन यहाँ से बहुत कुछ भारत को सिखाने वाला है. So this is one of the great beginning of the cultural revival, the language revival. Any university, college, scholars will agree with me that many tribal languages are endangered languages, that is, are dying. And so is the case in Arunachal Pradesh. Almost all the languages, excepting very few. I always admire Adis. Adis, they preserve well. I remember when I was in the college, 𝐁𝐞𝐿 college, and when I go to the marketplace, the local sabji and kind of thing, when we look for, when we speak, everybody speaks in Adi. And later on, we found that some of them were the graduates, but they prefer to speak in Adi. I still remember when the bus comes from Balek or from the other places, we used to wait for eggs or chicken when they bring, just to buy from the local. And when we approach Adi women, I still remember saying this, "Ame Rokpi Katung." When I asked them, they will return in joke, "Rokpi Kama, no Rokpi, no Katung." That is, you understand. So this type of that language they speak. Therefore, any non-Adi people also go there, they learn language. But I do not know, I'm talking about the 40, 50 years back. This trend is still continuous there or not. If it is continuing, that's very healthy. But on the other side, to some extent, apparently they do locally. But even the Galo, Nisi, maybe Monpa or Setupan may be doing well. They hardly speak their own language. Everybody speaks those days in Assamese, now in Hindi. So thereby our own languages are being endangered. So it is a high time to revive this language, to popularize the language, to protect the language. And for that language, this language primer is very, very important. Now when I got a specimen copy at my home, some of my family members said, "Let me see this, I would also like to learn." The adults who are graduates, postgraduates, the college, university professors, they themselves want to learn this primer now. This is the situation. So that is why I call this as a great beginning. On the other side, the state government or the national education policy as such has a third language policy, especially NEP 2020 has emphasized the mother tongue or the local languages. But this our endeavor through DPCCT is much deeper than those endeavor, in the sense that what SCRT are preparing textbooks for the third language is that language which is spoken language, any general people can understand. Any, say for Adi, non-Adi people can, Galo or non-Galo people can. He may be a tribal or maybe non-tribal or anybody. So those are just spoken language or that's general language. But whatever this through DPCCT, the language development we are foreseeing, we are endeavoring, is that much deeper. This language will be the priest language. This language will be the literature language. As for example, we are talking about the other day, that was about our students appearing that local language examination, maybe end of class 8. But we are very confident that our 𝐉𝐨𝐭𝐡𝐞𝐫 students who have learned listening or maybe learn Adi or Galo in class 2-3 would be much more competent than that of class 8 pass through the books prepared by NCRT or that is SCRT. So because that is a, you may call it the B standard language. But what we are trying is the A standard language. So therefore this is our endeavor. So that is the importance. The other side, I would say that script, still we are in the dilemma. I was going through, especially Adi and Apatani script. Besides the Roman letters, there are a lot of symbols, symbolic. As for example, ni, lum, ni, colon, lum. So these are this. Then there are, other symbolics. Those symbolics becomes very much complicated. Can we make it as simple as possible? And in this regard, I should say that again, I must publicly appreciate our 𝐁𝐞𝐫𝐚𝐦, Dr. 𝐁𝐞𝐫𝐚𝐦, by his initiative, the Devnagari has been introduced. Why I tell you that our missing script, we have adopted Roman scripts. And this was as early as 1995. I still remember in the 𝐼𝐭𝐴𝐻 that auditorium, we are debating, we are adopted, even linguists we invited from Mysore. And Arunachal, the elder brother of our today's chief guest, Mama Natuni, he was IPR minister, but took very active part in that debate. We actually adopted DC script in 1995. It's a different thing that because of controversy created amongst ourselves, after 25 years, that is 2020, this DC script has been adopted officially. What I found that adopted in 2020 by NES, it was exactly the same thing which was adopted in 1995. But because of certain opposition from certain sections, the implementation was delayed. So this is one information I would like to share with you. The other thing what I wanted to tell you is this, that as a matter of fact, the Roman script is not a very appropriate script for our languages. Interestingly, what we have done was that, Devanagari pronunciation was taken and script was the Roman. So like K for Ka, KH for Kha, NG for Ma. So now in Devanagari, our phonetic sounds are of Devanagari. So we are adopting Roman just to complement it. We are putting a lot of symbols, and those symbols complicate it because those who do not know, they will not be able to pronounce it properly. So therefore I will say that Tagin has made a very good beginning of adopting both Romans as well as Devanagari. In Devanagari, it is, I find it more appropriate. Why do we use KH as Kha? Why do we use NG as Mo? When Mo itself is there, when Kha itself is there. So like that, this could be one area. But I would say that I can understand the difficulty and technical problem here and societal issue, the social sanction. To avoid it, I should say that in case of Adi, in Adi 𝐷𝐵𝐴𝐻𝐵𝐴𝐻, 𝐷𝐵𝐴𝐻𝐵𝐻 has, it is adopted by them, the script. The Donyi, Polo, 𝐓𝐿𝐴𝐻𝐵𝐻 should accept that only. Because if you create something new, it will create controversy, it will create clash, and that will again, delay us. Just I cited an example of 25 years delay for the Nisi. Having said that, my advice would be that I've seen that Devanagari would be much better one. In the northeastern region, if you see this, maybe the Khasi, Jantia, maybe Mizo, Naga, I do not know they have any. Their language have been developed. Even Garo, their language have been developed through Roman scripts. But let us remember that all these Roman scripts have been introduced by the Christian missionaries only. They were in a hurry, in the guise of developing your language, in the guise of introducing your script. they were in a hurry to write out Bible in their respective language. So that is why they have started their script in Romans. But amongst the Boros, the Devanagari script has been adopted. It's the only tribe. And another thing that in Tripura, Kokbro is a language that was originally the Bengali script, Brahmi script, was adopted. And Kokbro has made a lot of progress. But in between, because of the influence of the neighboring tribes, there was a demand to convert it to Roman script. And it has created some hurdles. Otherwise, in the Bengali script, a lot of literature has been produced in Kokbro. So, just I'm giving this. So that is the importance of language and the script. Then this DPCCT Language Development Committee, as you know, in the central, I've been made as a chairman, member secretary, Dr. 𝐷𝐸𝐴𝐻. But all other members are from the Adi, from the Galo, from the Tagin, from Abatani, from Disi. It is consisting of this. So if we see, as Tagin Takiji has mentioned, that our distant dream through this committee can be that there would be a Tani language. Because all root language is the same. Like kin, ni, pi, nga. If you count like this. Atap dapkon, kin. Atap dapni, ni, tu. So this is this thing. It's possible to develop. May I inform you that when I was talking about the Kokbro of Tripura, Kokbro language has been developed from the 11 tribes. 11 ट्राइब मिलके एक भाषा बनाए, उसको बोलते हैं कोकब्रो। आज यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल में भी उसको पढ़ाया जाता है। हमारा तो अरुणाचल में 5 और असम में 1 मिसिंग लोग 6 ट्राइब है, जिसको हम कहते हैं तानी ग्रुप। इट्स क्वाइट पॉसिबल। तो इसीलिए एक हमारा डिस्टेंट ड्रीम भी वो है कि एक ये लैंग्वेज कमेटी का थ्रू से हम हो सके तो एक कॉमन तानी लैंग्वेज डेवलप करने का। इसके लिए हम सबका दिल बड़ा होना चाहिए, किसी को देना चाहिए, किसी को लेना चाहिए, तभी संभव होगा। अगर हम आरे रहे मेरा ही सही है आपका गलत है तो हो नहीं पाएगा, तो दिल छोटा वाला होगा। अगर हम दिल बड़ा हो तो हम जरूर सकेगा। So these are my observations that again I say this is a very, very important occasion, and if our endeavor succeeds in the future, this day should be remembered. With this, thank you very much.